So we've all heard the stories about Manute Bol apparently being in his 50s in the NBA. We've all heard stories that Dikembe Hakeem Olajuwon, pretty much every player that has come over from Africa is older than they are. A lot of the time, it's hard to prove, and a lot of the time, it's probably not true. And then there was the whole Thon Maker situation where no one still to this day knows what age he is. More than likely, if you're looking at like clips of him playing, when he was supposedly 14, he looked like he was a young kid. So I'd kind of be on the side of he is actually his listed age, but you just never know. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about a guy who not only faked his age, he faked his name as well, with the specific purpose of being drafted in the NBA. And that player is tanguy ngombo, sorry if I mispronounced his name, or as he called himself, targuy ngombo, when he was trying to make the NBA. But before we get on to the main part of the video, I'd just like to say we are doing a daily December. We're uploading one video every single day. And if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 110,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Support recently in the last couple of days has been great. And hopefully it keeps going for the rest of the month. But anyway, now let's get on to the video. So he was born on either July 18, 1989, which is what he says he was born on, or July 18, 1984, which was his original date of birth. An entire 5-year difference. So he was born in Congo and actually currently plays for the Qatar national team. And he last played for Al Rayyan of the Qatar Basketball League. I'm not entirely sure if he's still playing for them. According to Eurobasket, he is no longer on the team and last played from this year, which would be kind of normal. He is 35. It is around retirement age. Allegedly, he's 35. But he was actually drafted by the Dallas Mavericks in the 2011 NBA draft, and then he was traded to the Portland Trail Blazers and then the Minnesota Timberwolves. And he was the first Qatari national player to ever be selected in the NBA draft. So this is basically where all of the controversy was. So he was elite. He was absolutely elite when he was playing in Qatar. However, in 2005, when he was still playing in Congo, he ended up playing in the FIBA Club Champions Cup, which he did quite well in, and he was listed as being born in 1984, so 21 years old at the time. So he was a young player doing well in the men's tournament. However, a few years later, when he was playing in FIBA Asia tournaments for his team in Qatar, he was listed as the same birthday, but 5 years younger, born in 1989. So according to that birth date, he was a 16-year-old player playing in a grown men's African Club Champions Cup and doing well. Which, if that was really the case, there would have been a serious amount of hype for this guy. And obviously, his birth date is 1984. And the crazy thing is that not only was his birth date changed, his actual name was changed to make it harder to trace back. And unlike a lot of people that would change their name significantly, he just changed one letter in his name. He just changed the N to an R. And he got away with it. And not only did he get away with it to play in these tournaments, he managed to get away with it enough that he was able to go through the whole draft process. He was able to go through the scouting. Nobody realized, nobody looked anything up. But an even weirder situation came out from this. So pretty much, because he was actually 26 years old, they figured it out the day after the draft. Not before the draft, the day after the draft, they figured this out. Like, surely, somebody knew in the background and was just laughing, waiting to see if somebody picked on him. Or if someone picked him. And obviously they did, and was traded a couple of times. So any international player over 22 isn't eligible for the draft and must be signed as a free agent. So he wasn't even eligible for the draft. 4 years older than being eligible. And that the targuy was a misspelling. And he was listed as that name under every FIBA competition where he was allegedly born in 1989. But the crazy thing is, not all this, the team that drafted him, it was the Minnesota Timberwolves in the David Kahn era. So what did David Kahn do? He drafted not one, but 2 point guards over Steph Curry. Ricky Rubio, excusable, because he ended up being solid, and he was expected to go number 3. The fact he fell to 5, no one was passing up on him. He took Johnny Flynn over Steph Curry. The next year, when they needed a center, one spot over DeMarcus Cousins, he drafted Wesley Johnson, who played small forward, and then signed a small forward to start over Wesley Johnson in Michael Beasley. And then also signed Darko Milicic to a long contract after Darko said, "I do not want to play, do not sign me to a contract." And then the next year, in 2011, he goes and does this. He trades for a guy in the draft who is 26 years old and ineligible. So after that, obviously, he never played in the NBA. He was never signed due to providing false information about his date of birth, and he went right back to Qatar and had a really, really good career. He ended up obviously playing for the Qatar national team, one of the best players on that national team, and he's had a really good pro career. Would he have been an NBA standard player? Probably not, especially because he was only initially drafted as a project and someone that they thought was a diamond in the rough that they could have worked on as a 21-year-old. Not a 26-year-old finished product that was going to be tossed in the G League. But at the same time, again, he had a great career in Qatar. He had a great basketball career and was an elite pro player. Doesn't change the fact that he lied about his name and age to try and make the NBA. And it literally worked. He got drafted. Some people have lied about their age. I don't think there's many have lied about their names, but he actually lied about his name and age and got drafted. And this isn't in the early 2000s. This is in the internet era. This is 2011. This is 2011. And this still happened. But anyway, yeah. Just kind of a crazy story. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.